Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. I'm Siobhan, and in today's reading, we're looking at a manifestation message meant to find you right now. So we've got the three groups as usual. Group number one is the Nine of Inspiration, the Nine of Wands in the Muse Tarot. Group number two is the Sun card. Group number three is the Hanged Muse, the Hanged Man. If you feel called to more than one card or group, simply take the messages from within that reading or readings that resonate with you. Timestamps are below, or you can use the chapters to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings, and we'll see you there. All right, hi group number one, welcome to your reading. You chose the Nine of Inspiration, the Nine of Wands here from the Muse Tarot, and we're looking at a manifestation message meant to find you right now. Okay, so just going to open up to Spirit and let them share what they would like with you. There's something, they're talking about something about a mistake. Something that you mistook for something else. A mistake was made. They're saying something about a purvey or a purview. I'm not sure what that's talking about. Pay-per-view or a purview. I'm not even sure what purview means. Okay, whoa. The Five of Inspiration, Five of Wands. It feels like there was multiple sort of aspects here. Like this mistake was made because there were like mistaking someone for someone else, or mistaking something for real that was a reflection. Like there's something about this, and I'm still not sure how this relates to this magical manifestation. But I do like that you have the Nine of Cups here, so it feels to me like this magical manifestation is something that you're going to be very pleased with, or something that's going to make you very happy. Yeah, it's going to make you very happy. I'm hearing that. But it's like there were multiple sort of aspects to it or fractals to this, and there was some kind of a mistake made in regard to the identification of one of those aspects. Maybe it was an aspect of self. Maybe it was connected to someone else. Temperance. They're saying something about money. Okay, I didn't mean to say money. Multiple pieces is what I was trying to say. Something about a workshop. We have the Empress. Okay, money may have been involved here in some way. Something to do with making money, I'm hearing. Okay. The Page of Inspiration, and it's like maybe starting a new venture or investing into something. And the Seven of Inspiration. You're getting a lot of Wands cards. The Inspiration is Wands in this particular deck. So yeah, group number one. It kind of feels to me like you're making a way forward through something, or getting past a mistake, or resolving something in regard to this mistake, realizing something. I'm hearing, okay, yeah. So you're realizing something about why this mistake was made, or where, okay, I just heard information was faulty, where some kind of information was faulty. And you're making sense of it. Like you're making sense of what happened, because this feels past tense, and somehow this is connected to your manifestation. Maybe this is about you realizing that mistake so that you don't make it again, or so that you do something in a different way. And that's what leads to this more beneficial outcome that makes you happy in regard to this manifestation. They just said something about the major arcana. We do have two here, Temperance and the Empress from the major arcana. 333, as I say that. I looked down through the camera, 333. And on the bottom, we have the Muse of Inspiration. So I just heard mega profile, something about mega and a profile, or some megalithic structure. I was seeing the pyramid in the background there. Okay. Something about a path to something, and then I heard jurisdiction. Okay, let's get into... Wow, this was just sitting When I picked up the deck, this was the card that was left behind on top of the oracle cards. So I went to go grab the oracle cards and I realized this card from this deck was just sitting there. Queen of Materials, Queen of Pentacles. I just heard Money Muse, and this is the Muse Tarot. So Money Muse, something about making money and a mistake in regard to that. I heard leading to a withdrawal. Maybe you withdrew some money and it was a mistake to invest in something, or you are needing to set a boundary on some kind of withdrawal. Let's get additional details here. They keep saying purvey and purview. Maybe it's something about purview, like per viewer, or I'm not sure. What is this message for group number 1 in regard to their magical manifestation, Spirit? Understanding. I get this sense, group 1, that there was something that you misunderstood or something that you mistook for something else. And as you look at that and understand it, there is a shift in the direction of the material resources that you have, the finances. I'm hearing it. Your magical manifestation has something to do with money, and how you spend it or how you channel it is kind of what it looks like to me. Energetically, they're showing me like a channel where you're channeling those resources, what you're spending it on or what you're investing it in. And a realization about that. They keep saying that, a realization about that. Meditation. I heard meditating as the sovereign. Meditating as the sovereign. I heard Empress goals. Empress goals. Okay. I just heard nothing will stand in your way when you make up your mind. They're showing me somebody making a bed, like making up your mind, making your bed. Making sense of something. Okay. Denial. I just heard something about reaching for something above your station. Do you feel like that was a mistake, or did someone deny you something, but it was a misunderstanding? Hold on, belonging, House of Night. It feels like, because that's what they showed me when this person was reaching for the grapes here in this card. It was like reaching for something above your station and feeling like you don't belong. But I don't feel like that's the truth. I feel like if you believed that, or if you hold a core belief about that, that could be where some kind of manipulation here was occurring in this manifestation. They are saying meditate and contemplate on this, because there's some kind of an internal process here that is bringing you illumination in regard to what this pattern was, or why this was a mistake in whatever way that this, and okay, let me put context onto this. I personally don't believe that there is any mistake that we can make that is truly regrettable, because from the way that I look at life and my own experiences, I always take everything that I do in a wrong way, or misunderstood, or mistake, or wasted time, or anything like that. I always take it as a lesson, and I learn from it, and that benefits me in the long run. So I don't really see anything as something to categorize as a mistake, because even if you did it by accident, or it wasn't the way you intended, or it didn't provide you the outcome that you wanted, it's still teaching you something. It's still beneficial in that way. So there's something here about you having a sense of belonging and being able to manifest the resources that you need, or I just heard something about a time frequency. Message. I heard message in a bottle, but here we have the crow and the scroll. So something about ancient wisdom, or a messenger from the gods delivering information to you. A message in a bottle. I just heard the word catastrophic. I'm hearing capitalization. They're showing me the capitalization of the first letter of a word. But it's also reminding me of like, no, they're saying something about capital law, making something bigger. Okay, we have don't forget and a reminder. So somebody could be reminding you of your mistakes in the past, and that could be making you feel like you don't belong somewhere or that you haven't earned something. But this manifestation is it's causing you to realize, focus. It's on the bottom. It's causing you to realize where you've misplaced your focus and how that either does or doesn't work for you. So I get the sense that you're manifesting a realization. And this realization has real physical implications or ramifications in the material aspects of your life. Reassess. Yeah, see, this is why it's like you're realizing that you made some kind of a mistake, or that there was something that you misunderstood about yourself even. That you misunderstood this feeling of I don't belong there, but you misunderstood because that's not true. You do belong there. Or this self-denial of something that you wanted to reach for, or this denial that you received in reaching for something. But you were mistaken in the sense that you needed to learn something about the process of this, because that's what leads to the understanding. So in this reassessment, you're going to be receiving clarity, and this leads to the happiness because you're able to finally see what was yours, what was not, why that happened, what you needed to learn through this, what you were balancing out here, and where you're meant to actually move your energy, where you're meant to manifest, where you're meant to focus it. Because it kind of feels to me like you were focusing on something that was irrelevant, or you were putting your energy or money into something that really didn't actually serve you or make sense for you. And then it just kept leaving you feeling like you were coming up short because it wasn't meant for you. I just heard the word diabolical. Okay, this may have been involved in someone else's diabolical plan to keep you limited or in a space that was confining, because they're showing me this house being too small for you. And it's like it's squeezing you too tightly and making you feel like you don't belong there. What? Okay. Yeah, accept disappointments gracefully. This was a lesson. This was a spiritual lesson. And I'm hearing signed up for. So it's something that you did on some level sign up for. Now, don't hold yourself to an unreasonable perfectionistic standard there and start beating yourself up for this. There was a reason this happened, and it was intentional for you to learn this lesson. Now, there may have been some other diabolical force involved that was kind of outside of your hands in a certain degree, but it's still manifesting in a way that is helping you it's teaching you this lesson, or it's helping you to understand something here about this self-denial. Look at right in the middle here, we have 1441. So there's mirrored numbers here. And I was noticing that with the 5 of inspiration, like the mirroring. There was something that was reversed. There was something that you weren't seeing clearly. You thought that it was an accurate reflection, but it was flipped. And so you misunderstood, misread those signs, or didn't see yourself clearly even. Yeah, didn't see your own manifestation power clearly. And were looking down on yourself in some way, or someone else was looking down on you, and you saw that as a truth. So like, this is an interesting message to come up in this type of reading, group number 1. It's not at all what I was expecting. But after years of doing this work and channeling for spirit and doing these readings, I have learned to never really have an expectation about what anything could look like in a reading, because it's all going to manifest as it needs to. I saw 1333. So 333 could be like a coding for you here. It's connected to that Empress energy I'm hearing. Yeah, it is. Number 3, the Empress. It's connected to that Empress energy. The divine sovereign self, I just heard. Okay, so this is about you taking your power back, really. And this is connected to the manifestation's outcome, which I'm interested to kind of see what that is here. I haven't really seen that yet, but I'm seeing what kind of led to this. But yeah, they're saying house of the spirit. They're showing me that house again, all lit up. The house of the spirit. But this lesson was about you being able to accept defeat or a mistake gracefully and not to blame yourself or to deny yourself or to diminish yourself as a result of that. It's like, instead of beating yourself up, being able to look at it rationally, but also lovingly and compassionately and say, what did I learn from this? How am I growing from this? How is this benefiting me? It's like having this growth mindset reshapes the experiences you've had. And it's kind of like, I'm hearing bitter loss. Like, you may have lost some money, or you may have lost an opportunity, or you may have lost a person or a friendship or a relationship that was important to you. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm feeling more drawn to losing money. Like, you may have felt like you lost money here, but it's not something that you're intended to like, the lesson is not intended for you to take it personally, if that makes sense. It's like you're supposed to be able here to integrate this message or this learning in a way that allows you to transcend the ego and the ego's attachment to an expectation of an outcome. And in doing so, you're able to accept this gracefully, to meditate and reassess, to understand, to see the truth clearly within yourself, and to keep forging this path forward, but maybe in a different way, with a different intention or a different direction of that focus or energy than you did the first time. And that's the whole purpose of this. I'm getting shivers when I say that. So this is truth. The whole purpose of this is for you to learn where your time, your energy, and your focus are best spent. And that reduces any limitation on your money, is what they're showing me. Like, it reduces something about an influx, outflux, they're saying. It reduces the expenditures, the unnecessary expenditures, or the wasting of money in some way. Wasting of resources, they said. So if I'm translating that as money, it could be other things too. It could be time, energy. Could be mental focus, right? Like, not wasting. Again, I don't really feel like there is a waste of anything, because it's teaching you something, but it's teaching you how not to do it in a way that is kind of wasteful, in the sense that you don't get much out of it. Look at that. Do all things in moderation. What is the Temperance card about? Moderation. So it's teaching you how not to excessively invest in any one thing, or excessively invest in something that was, I'm hearing something about beyond your scope of vision. It's maybe like you bit off more than you could chew, and you were disappointed, or you got ahead of yourself, or you were overly optimistic about something. And this was teaching you temperance. It was not to teach you to be disappointed. It was not to teach you to give up. It was not to teach you that you're not good enough. That's it. And if that's what you took from it, then you need to reassess that, because that's not the point of this. That's not the lesson. The lesson is finding the middle ground, where it's like not too much in one direction, not too much over optimism, which can bridge into, in the shadow sense, naivety. And not too much pessimism, which in that over, the shadow sense of that is, it's like just constantly being disappointed or becoming bitter or resentful. That's not the point. It's finding the temperance energy, which is right in the middle, that says, I can and will do this, but I'm going to learn through the process of it. And if I fail, I'm going to take that and I'm going to learn from it. And I'm hearing scientific method. Yeah, it's like, don't give up. Just look at it as like a scientific experiment, and what variables can I tweak to achieve this level of happiness? Or to see the truth in this hall of mirrors, like, which is the real me, or which is the real other person, or what's the real thing that I should be moving towards, instead of bumping up against the glass and getting frustrated and sitting down and not wanting to do it anymore, or running into the glass and breaking it and cutting yourself. It's like taking your time to feel your way around, to assess the situation, to trust your intuition, and to move decisively with trust, no matter what that results in. Like, just even if you have to keep coming back to the drawing board. So there's something about moderating yourself here, maybe even moderating your desires, because I'm seeing this hand reaching for the grapes, and I'm seeing that 9 of Cups in the shadow sense can be about reaching for desires, but not paying attention to your actual needs. It's like, again, the example could be spending money on things that you want instead of things that you need. And the temperance energy is coming in to show you what you actually need to invest in with yourself, because that's what's going to prove more fruitful in the long run. It's like delayed gratification over instant gratification. It's difficult for humans to do, right? But there's something about this that's part of this lesson, and it's going to result in the manifestation. Now, speaking of the result, can we get a clue here, Spirit, about the result of this manifestation? Think things through. Yes, think things through, reassess, meditate on it. You understand the message. I just heard something about the house of night. So the outcome is thinking things through. Maybe there's just the outcome of this is what you're manifesting is greater mental clarity. Ooh, I heard less brain fog. Okay. So you have a better ability to focus. You had focus here. Oh, that was tucked into the bottom there. Ooh, vision. Yes, your vision is clear. You're able to focus on it with unwavering faith, I just heard. That's the result of this manifestation, is that your focus is clear, your intention is pure, your awareness of what you need and your ability to do what needs to be done to get you to that point is no longer inhibited by I'm hearing false mastery, like a distorted way of thinking, something that you learned. And I'm seeing you setting some boundaries here around your energy and around this vision and what you see. I'm hearing take your time, okay? So take your time. Express your joy. I like that, especially with the 9 of emotions there, the 9 of cups, because this is about your joy. This is where it's leading you, I'm hearing, okay? This is where the manifestation is leading you. This is where you are leading you. So pay attention to what brings you joy. That's a messenger, and you're not meant to forget that. But it needs to be for the right reasons at the right time. It needs to be tempered. Okay, I do feel this card as well. Let go and enjoy. Let go and enjoy. I'm hearing dance the dance of life. It's not always good things. Like, it's not. Like, what we manifest is not always what we want. Sometimes it's what we need, or what we don't want, but we need. Let go and enjoy. Have faith. Have faith. Spirit just said the process will prove fruitful. Forgive and forget. I feel like you are, through this process, forgiving yourself for any false steps that you took, any missteps, any mistakes, forgiving yourself and seeing that as just like a process and becoming wiser and learning to have more balance and more temperance. So instead of blaming yourself and staying stuck because you're blaming yourself, it's like that form of self-sabotage. You're instead able to look at these missteps and understand why they happened so that you can let go and grow from it. And in that, the focus and the vision are renewed or they're redirected. Where are they being redirected? Choose friends wisely. Yeah, I was feeling like there was somebody else involved here. I'm hearing egging you on. I don't know how, strengthen your gifts is at the bottom. I don't know how they were egging you on, but accept what is dying and strengthen your gifts. How were they egging you on? I'm going to get some tarot just from this other deck to clarify who was this friend and how were they egging group number 1 on here? The Wheel of Fortune. Time. It's like pressure. There was some pressure being placed on you. Like, come on, you got to do it like this, or you got to do it in this way. Something about that reducing your joy. Yeah, it was stealing your energy. It was like a misfocus of your energy or misplaced attention. Somebody from the past. But on the bottom, you have the 9 of Pentacles. This is Empress energy again. It's 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Like, this is where you can really sit in your garden and it bears fruit. Okay, look, the Lovers, the Page of Cups, the 2 of Cups in reverse. This was a friend or a partner. On the bottom, you have the Devil, who was in some way deceiving you. And I don't know if it was intentional or not. No, I just heard, yes, it was intentional. It was intentional what they were doing. And you may discover this, or you may have discovered this already, but I'm hearing they took you out of your suit. I don't know what that means. Maybe they like took you out of your own energy. displacement or misplacement, or you felt like you didn't belong, or they made you feel like you didn't belong. Maybe they criticized you. Maybe they did something to warp your vision of yourself or of this idea or this project, or they put pressure on you, or they told you that it wasn't going to happen, or that you had like wishful thinking. They may have kind of egged you on in terms of going a little overboard into something or investing in something, time, energy, money, focus that was kind of a waste for you, or it was perceived as a waste. Maybe they even took you down a dark path. I just heard that for some of you. I don't know how this is going to, or who this is going to resonate with. There's something about a friend leading you down a dark path. But I'm hearing spirit say self-discovery. So this wasn't, like, again, it wasn't a waste of time, but it was. Like, it was, but it... Sorry. Let me try to explain this. I hope you're kind of understanding what I'm trying to relay here. But what they're showing me is like it was a waste of time, but that waste of time was intentional because that waste of time was teaching you how not to waste your own time. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Yeah, because it's I'm hearing something about proving to you, like it's proving to you what is possible when you focus on what feels truly aligned with you. And I'm hearing the word magnificent. What feels magnificent to you. And this could be about your pay, I meant to say faith, and they said pay. Your pay attention. Okay, pay attention. I feel like I'm missing something. Let me get another deck. Okay, this is the third tarot deck we're going to for you, group number 1. The third tarot deck. Maybe it's like the third time. Yeah, see the devil again. And he's holding bags of money and ice cream. And it's like, there's the temptation, like, look over here. This is sweet and it'll bring you joy temporarily, but it's going to make you unhealthy in the long run. Or look over here. There's money for this job that it'll pay you well, but you're going to hate it, or something like that. Like there was temptation. And the temperance is teaching you moderation, and this manifestation of this whole outcome, of this whole experience, this journey itself, was teaching you how to choose what you focus on. Like, do you listen to the devil on your shoulder, or do you listen to yourself, your true self, your higher self, your needs? Yeah, they keep saying something about instant gratification and choosing your friends wisely, because there's something about this friend that was unintentionally harboring resentment. I just heard. This friend was unintentionally harboring resentment for you? Something about money and that manifestation. This is such an intense reading. 5 of Swords. Yeah, they were harboring resentment towards you. Oh, I heard they didn't believe in you. They're saying past. So this may not be someone who's still in your life. I don't know if they are or they aren't. But it's something to do, it happened in the past. Or it's connected to something in the past. Proving faithful. Something about proving faithful and the Tower. Like you had to lose something here to prove what you were loyal to. Or, yeah, something about you being loyal to yourself. Forgiving yourself for mistakes. And then finding a new direction when it comes to your resources. Faith in the journey, faith in the process. Trust in your own position, they said. And the 4 of Wands. And then finding your friend community, or a, what? They said something about relegation. I'm hearing community of peers. There's something about the bleachers, like somebody was watching or is watching from the sidelines. And they are very covetous. Maybe there's like energy of jealousy or enviousness here. But it's closing out here, and you're able to move forward in a different way because you have this understanding or this realization, and you're from that learning and maturing and attracting different, or being called into different circles. So whatever failed here was never meant for you in the first place. I'm also hearing something about not taking things at face value. Because there was some like misunderstanding, seeing what you wanted to see. I just heard you saw what you wanted to see, not what was actually there. They're bringing me back to the don't forget, the reminder. Don't forget to listen to yourself, your inner truth. But there's something else. Don't forget what? Okay, they said, don't forget to bring peace back to the situation. And I'm seeing my black tourmaline all of a sudden. So this could be about grounding or detoxifying or purifying yourself from this person's influence or energy. Something about stagnancy and getting moving again. The energy starts flowing again. Your focus comes back. You're clear on your manifestation of what you want, whether it's a friend or a date. I just heard something about a date. Maybe it's like a date with someone romantic, or this could be talking about a day, like a date, a particular date in time. But you're grounding and you're clearing something. I'm hearing coming back stronger. I still feel like I'm missing something. We're already 30 minutes in. Where should I go? Let's get charms then. I still feel like I'm missing something here. And maybe this is how you felt, like you were missing something, like you had some of the details, but not all of them. You have the eye in the triangle. It's like the capstone, the all-seeing eye. I want to put it on reassess. So like you need to see this from a higher perspective, or you need to reassess and understand where there was some kind of, I'm hearing emotional. I was going to say energetic, emotional interference or something. I'm hearing something about being played, like somebody used your own emotions against you, or they they spotted what your weakness was, and then they used that against you, or they manipulated you to focus on that, or to give to that, or to waste your time and energy with that, to give yourself away. I'm hearing, okay, you have another eye. Like, look at this. Eyes and seeing and understanding and vision and focus. It's a message, like denial, like understanding. I want to put this on do all things with moderation, like understanding where you were misperceiving something because your third eye was clouded somehow by this desire to see what wasn't there. That's what they keep saying. You have they're saying something about prophecy and illusion. Okay, I don't know what this is talking about, but you have the clam here, or the shell. I want to put it on the Wheel of Fortune. Something was closed until a particular time. They're saying something about a time cycle and a particular date where that opens, and you're able to see, or it's revealed what was inside. Something about the clamshell could also be significant. The Wheel of Fortune also speaks of destiny. So a change of fate, or a change in trajectory. But I was going to say, like the clamshell, the pearl, the wisdom of this experience, and the infiltration of that energy that caused the irritation, or that you misperceived something, something about extraction, like somebody tried to take what was of value away from you, but you have the key to open this up or to lock it again. And okay, something about a locket, like a necklace, a locket, and I'm putting this on the Page of Pentacles. That's where it's drawn. A locket, a keepsake, keeping something in a safe. They're showing me a safe in a hotel room, like you put your valuables in there when you're on vacation. I'm not sure what this is talking about. And the star. I feel like this is your true north that's pointing you in the right direction. It's your intuition. It's your, something about developing your psychic abilities that can help you to avoid these types of tower moments in the future, because you're able to balance out your expectations, your perceived reality, your internal truth versus this external truth that is presented to you as truth, but it's a false illusion. 3333, as I said that. Okay, so look, group number 1, the manifestation here is of clarity. This is what you're manifesting. This is the magic. This whole experience, if this is resonating with you, this whole experience was for a purpose. It was to teach you to master your own mind and how you direct your energy flow, your manifestations, and the money that you create, or that you give, or that you spend, or whatever it was out of this. and how you invest that in terms of what you're trying to create here, like the master vision rather than the short-term perspective of a person or a situation or of yourself. So this is really getting clear on who you are and your beliefs changing around who you believe yourself to be. And the friend group will appropriately change as a result of that, is what this feels like, or this relationship from the past fell or falls away because it's no longer aligned with this greater vision for your life and what you would like to achieve or what you're destined for, really. And this destiny of yours is beautiful and abundant and fruitful, and it's full of joy. And it feels like freedom energetically when I'm tapping into it in the future. It feels like freedom and wealth and abundance. There's an aspect of luxury to it. There's an aspect of ease to it. It doesn't feel tense, tight, or it doesn't feel like there's this level of distortions that there were. It feels like the people around you are genuinely supportive of you. They're happy when you win. They want to see you win. They help you get there. You feel content, is the sense I get from this future version of you at the end of this manifestation journey, or the outcome of this particular phase of it. It's like you feel good about yourself and you feel good about the choices you've made, and you don't hold any resentment towards yourself or this former partner or this former person, friend. You don't hold any resentment even to like spirit for having led you down this rabbit hole or this wild goose chase, because it proved fruitful in the long run. So it's easier to forgive once you get to that point, I think. So if you're still in this phase of like, this doesn't make sense and why is this happening? And like almost this energy of self-pity or frustration really is kind of more so what I'm getting from it. This frustration of like, why is this happening to me? Or even like a victim mindset, and no judgment from me. Like I've been there and I'll probably be there again, and that's fine. It's part of the learning. It's part of the process. But you're able to unpack it. You're able to understand it. You're able to understand why it's happening and get out of it, and to come back better, stronger, more motivated, more focused, more alive. I'm hearing more alive. And the vision is clearer, so you can hold that and create it. And then you do. You do. And the people who don't want that to happen, just like they're repelled. They're repelled from you. Yeah. They can't be in your vicinity because the divine intervention that you have to protect this higher vision of your life and yourself is so strong. So keep holding that. Use that force to create a pathway forward here when it comes to your finances, when it comes to what you're focusing on, when it comes to what you desire. And the piece is really something about a missing puzzle piece. Again, there's something about this that you didn't see, and it's coming together now, or it will soon. And they said the missing piece is peace. The piece of the puzzle, PEICE or whatever, and then peace, PEACE, peace within, peace of mind. But I could even say peace of mind, like a puzzle piece of the mind. Okay, lots of wordplay. So we're already at 37 minutes. I think I'll finish the reading here, group number 1, but I hope it was helpful. Just take it how it resonates, or if it resonates, fitting it together. But I'm seeing you very much producing something of great value for yourself in the long run here. So take whatever this is with a grain of salt or a grain of sand, and keep moving in the way that you feel called to do, because your intuition is getting stronger and you are meant to trust that, even if sometimes it leads you astray. There is purpose to it. Don't forget that. This is the reminder. I love you. Thank you for being here. I do have an abundance template reading available on my website. It's tarotandbeyond.com, which is linked in the description box below. If you guys are interested, you can purchase that. It's a 30-minute one. And yeah, I think that's it. I will leave it there. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the members who support the channel through your memberships and get access to the ad-free additional readings weekly and monthly. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Sun, or you were drawn to the Sun card. And we're looking at a magical manifestation. Okay. Right away, I just heard healing. Yes, the Sun does talk about healing. So they're showing me the skin, something about the skin healing, repair. I'm hearing something about cellular repair. I'm seeing something to do with collagen. Yeah, okay, literal physical healing, manifesting physical healing, but specifically they keep showing me the skin, something about your skin healing or repair of the cells or the membranes in the skin. They're showing me Florence Nightingale or a nurse or something from like the 1940s. There's something about, or 1920s, I don't know when the time period was, but they're showing me like an old-timey nurse and something about the sun. Oh, right. Florence Nightingale, was it her? I can't remember, but there's something, I remember reading something about a nurse who discovered that, I'm hearing the word blood transfusions, something about the sunlight, and patients in the hospital who were placed in rooms that had access to the sun or that had sun streaming in through the window healed faster and better. And it wasn't even just about vitamin D or like getting access to that light. It was the light goes through, it permeates the body, it gets into the cells, and it also gets into the blood. And there was something about the blood that was healed or changed through exposure to this light. So there's something about ultraviolet light and it beaming through your body. They're showing me like an X-ray. Like it doesn't, light just, okay. When the light of the sun hits you, it doesn't just touch your skin. It actually goes all the way through your body. It goes through your muscles, your bones, your everything. It goes through your skull. I'm hearing something about that. And the light heals. Like there's something about it. I mean, obviously not too much, right? But there's something about it that is healing you, literally the light of the sun. And it's interesting that we've been taught, I'm hearing something about an allegory and a table or something about a timetable or a fable. But it's interesting that we've been taught that the sun gives you skin cancer, which, yeah, I'm sure there's proof to that. There's probably something. Too much of anything, even a good thing, can be a bad thing. But they're showing me here that this manifestation is connected to you being exposed to some kind of light that helps your cells to repair themselves and heal. Something about glial cells, okay? So, yeah, this is a healing message. Maybe it's red light therapy, or lasers, or something to do with the actual sun or ultraviolet light in some way. Exposure to light. They just keep saying exposure to light. Maybe this is even like the frequency of light, like at a soul level. All of the above. Muse of materials. It's creating a bridge to the other side of the problem, is what I just heard. It's creating a bridge to the other side of the problem, and you're able to capitalize on this in a very physical, material way. Like you are able to see healing occur in a matter of days. I just heard the sun. Yeah, they're showing me like a period of 3 days. In a matter of days, you see a difference or you feel a difference. Sun exposure. I did just see 333, and that number coding came up so much in group number 1. I don't think that that's an indication that you have to go watch group number 1 or anything. I'm just taking note of that because I'm hardwired for pattern recognition. But yeah, so something about the energy of these readings in their totality, these 3 readings, is kind of coded to the energy of 333. Okay, we have the 8 of emotions, and look at that. The sun is eclipsed by the moon. A solar eclipse. Were you in some kind of a period of your life where you were wandering? She's wandering in the desert here, where you were emotionally lost in what felt like a barren landscape, or like you were overexposed. The desert reminds me of being overexposed to the sun, and that's where it could lead to damage. So there's maybe something about using it in the right way, or having enough of it, like not too much, not too little. I was just going to say, okay, maybe there is a connection to group number 1, because I was like, this reminds me of temperance, not too much, not too little, balance, moderation. And that did come up. This card came up, and another card in relation to that also came up in group number 1. It was a completely different message, not at all about healing, at least not in the physical sense, but there is a connection. Okay. Page of inspiration, that came up there too. I'm going to put it back in though. I feel like that was connected to that message for group 1. Okay. They're showing me a magnifying glass. Again, like how you would Magnify light through the glass. They're saying something about an optical illusion. Magnifying the sun. The sun. The sun. Magnifying the sun. The White Lotus. This could even be talking about the Son of God, Christ energy healing through the light. The light, like energy healing. It's involved. I heard from Spirit, they said it's involved. 9 of inspiration. Okay. That was the significator for group 1. I can't get away from that now. I was like, no, it's probably not connected. But then Spirit's like, maybe you should reconsider that. Okay, so you're healing here, group number 2. Ace of inspiration. I'm hearing vitality. Yes, Ace of wands here, talking about your spirit or this spark returning or this life force that is coming back to you. And it makes a way forward for you. A path through the desert, they said. And I was watching one of my readings from a few weeks ago on my other channel, the Divine Channel Collective Readings, and it was the one, The Unicorn in the Desert. There's a lot of codes in that reading. Maybe it's something to do with that. Justice, balance, equilibrium, peace, prosperity, something about peace within you. The Tower, time of turmoil and inner peace. Like you're able to hold the outside at bay is almost what this feels like. Why? They keep saying timetable. What is a timetable? Yeah, 5 of inspiration. Timetable. Hold on, let me figure out this message. 7 of voices. There's the bridge across again. But this is the 7 of swords. From distortion to truth. They're showing me her hair. I'm hearing full spectrum light. Or full UV spectrum or I don't know. Awakening. Okay. I just heard messengers awaken and they're showing me this shooting star over her, like near her throat, over her shoulder. Actually, it's coming down into the shoulder. A messenger awakens. Maybe you're a messenger of light, group number 2. And you're meant to bring people healing in some way or to expose them to the truth. They're saying body healing again. So there's something about your body that's healing. Healing from grief, being able to see the light of day again. Something was eclipsed emotionally, and maybe there's something to that as well. Like it's not just external healing, it's internal healing through emotional release. Yeah, something about an emotional dumping ground. And there's that page of inspiration again, page of wands, an emotional dumping ground. They're saying something about private property. Okay, so yeah, 3 of swords, the emotional dumping ground, the pain, the grief, the release. That leads to a better future, and it feels like you're able to share that with people in some way. Yeah, they're saying a pathway to the other side, and they keep showing me the bridge. So the bridge is a really significant symbol for you, group number 2. And I get the sense... No, I don't want to leave it there. I'm going to put it there. I get this sense of a transition. I'm hearing the word fortuitous, risk, and high priestess of earth. Okay. Yeah, you guys are like messengers of healing here. But maybe you had to go through some kind of healing in your own rights, you know, like your own self, your property, your body. I'm hearing standing in your truth, okay? So standing in your truth in the light of day, being seen could be part of this. This is very healing for you. The skin, right? The flesh. Something about flesh and bone, like being okay with being human or understanding the nature of the physical body and how to heal it. Flesh and bone, the light moves through the flesh and the bone. Right, I was saying that earlier. You are the light. You are the material and you are the light. Balance. Okay. And there's something about this that you're meant, I'm hearing excommunicated. Ooh. What? That feels like it has to do with religion or like beliefs, being cast out of something for believing a certain thing or going through an awakening or this awakening process or this maybe alternative healing or something like that. Self-worth. Wow. I heard productivity, productive healing through self-worth. Setting some kind of boundaries here in terms of, I'm hearing material knowledge. Oh, they said material knowledge of the self. Material knowledge of the self. I'm hearing bone deep. The fledgling. They said fixed wings and fixed perspective. They're showing me the tower falling and this angel jumping off, but not being afraid of that fall because they can fly. So they don't fall from the tower. They fly out of the tower as it is destroyed. I don't know what this means. It feels very, okay, chaos. Yeah, okay. So it's like you're able to escape some kind of chaos, maybe some kind of destruction, or I just heard something about mental health. And they're saying something about skin deep. You could be healing something about yourself emotionally, and that positively influences your mental health, and you see your self-worth differently. But excommunicated in the fledgling, jumping out of the tower, almost feels like being pushed out of the nest in some way, almost unwillingly, and it feels chaotic, but it's to get you to fly. Because you needed to take a risk in some way, or you needed to get out of somewhere that was not productive for you in terms of this healing. Something about the light body, they just said, the light body. Yeah, love. Activation of the heart chakra, the access point to the light body within. The light of Christ within. Yeah, okay. And getting out of chaotic self-deception, distorted self-worth, and how that led to misperception of yourself, like skin deep, how you perceived yourself on the surface or how other people perceived you. Something about healing. What? Okay, they said, okay, I'm going to say it. I don't know if this is going to be for everybody, but they said something about warts. And if this is symbolic, it's like this manifestation of like rejection of self is kind of what it feels like. Low self-worth and rejection of self manifesting on the skin as an organ that is the layer, the barrier between you and the outside world, the Seven of Wands, the barrier, the boundary line. And it represents, like the skin kind of represents how we see ourselves. So if we have skin abnormalities, or we have like acne or something like that, or rashes or something on the skin, it can tell us about how we either do or don't feel safe being seen. Or something about how you see yourself could be part of this too. High Priestess of Water, and we had that High Priestess of Earth too. So there's healing in the mind, in the emotions, and also in the physical body, because they're connected. It's two layers of the energy body, the light body. I heard massive awakening. On the bottom, denial. Yeah, there is definitely a connection here to group number 1. If you felt called to it, or if you came from it, there could just be confirmation for you there. You don't have to watch it if you don't feel called. It's just only if it feels relevant to you. But no more self-denial. It's like being able to stand in the light, being able to see your truth, being able to awaken to the beauty and the love, the unconditional love for who you are and what you look like. Spirit just said, child of God, your body is a sacred temple. Don't deny yourself the pleasures of the earth, nor the needs of the spirit through the channeling of your truth. And they're showing me higher energy coming in through the heart into the crown chakra, the light. Don't deny yourself. They're showing me somebody hiding away in the dark. Like, go out into the sun. Be seen or see yourself, or let light be your guide, I'm hearing. And they're showing me almost like the light of this energy guiding you. And it's connected to this manifestation, but it materials. There's something to do with the material manifestation. The light guides you to it. They're showing me like a beam of light from the sky. I don't think this is literal. It's always symbolic with spirit most of the time. They're showing me a light from the sky guiding you, like a laser beam almost. Again, I mentioned lasers, to where you're meant to go. They're saying the word research. Yeah, raise your vibration. I was saying, like, this feels like energy healing. It feels like a light body. It's to do with your vibration. Healing this wound, this emotional wound of self-worth, raises your vibration, and it literally heals the DNA. It heals the cells. It's something about glial cells again. Raise your vibration. I'm hearing manifesting youth, the fledgling, youth. It restores your DNA. They're saying temperance, a temperate self. Not too much, not too little. Embrace your power. Raise your vibration. Embrace your power. You have this skill, group number 2, to heal yourself and others, they said. Build on solid ground. Well, guess what the tower does? It's not built on solid ground, or it's not built in a solid way, and so it crumbles. But when you build on solid ground, which is the foundation of yourself, Spirit just said, the foundation of yourself, that's when this chaos can't touch you. I'm hearing impervious. Ooh, I just heard impervious to disease. You can't catch anything because you're not a vibrational match to it. Oh my God. You're not a vibrational match to the disease or to the distortion or to something about a cataclysm, to like the downfall or to the crumbling or to like this distorted, accelerated aging process. So you're not a match to that when you're in this high vibration. But how do you get there? You have to dig into these layers of the self. They're saying digging into the dirt, the soil. They're saying the soil, mixing it up, tilling the soil, bringing it back to life. Dead soil needs to be refertilized. And you have to like dig up some shit there to refertilize it. So some emotional wounds need to be looked at, revealed to the self, seen, understood, and transcended, moved through. You can't set them aside. You have to move through them to the other side. And it's through this awakening process that, without judgment, they said, without judgment, it's like unconditional acceptance of self. You're able to heal on a multi-dimensional level. This is what you're manifesting. Healing on a multi-dimensional level, on a scale that you previously thought unthinkable. Like, how could I possibly do this? This feels too good to be true. And it's not, but in some cases it may feel like it because you haven't been able to access that level of your own power before. Accept disappointments gracefully. Once again, this card came up in group 1. And so did this one, let go and enjoy. Okay, so I heard perspective shift. On the bottom, we have accept what is dying. I'm hearing something about a dying breed. Make necessary sacrifices. So what do you have to sacrifice that is going to lead you into this new energy, this reinvigoration or re-inspiration of self? What do you need to let go of? Maybe it's a belief. Maybe it's an emotion that you've held on to. Maybe it's something that you've repressed or suppressed, or that you've allowed to eclipse your own light. I'm hearing retrieve your power. Retrieve your power. The false illusion, something about that. The Emperor. They said divine power. Okay, so this is you retrieving and standing in your divine power. Something about the constellations here. I'm hearing map. Map of the skies. Map of disguise. I also just heard you're able to reveal something. Seeing through the illusion and getting to the truth. Again, like X-ray vision. King of Swords. Well, if anybody in the tarot has X-ray vision, it is by and large the King of Swords. He gets to the truth. He reads between the lines. He can flip the script. He can see beyond what is physically, visibly available to him. He can see in all, I'm hearing something about color spectrums. Like he can see in all color spectrums. Something about color coding. And they're saying beyond the veil. So you're manifesting a way out of some distortion. Knight of Swords. Yes, a way out. A path forward. A direct line, I'm hearing. And they're showing me like a direct line to spirit and all this energy coming into you, into your body, your physical vessel being able to hold it. Being able to fully tap into your power. Something about thunder and lightning. Hold it, use it to your advantage. They're showing me like almost somebody being struck by lightning. It's not literal again, but it's like being able to channel or ground that energy, stabilize it, have it move through you. It's like hold the power, being the vessel for that power. And there's something about that changes the structure of your cells. 3 of Cups. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot here to do with emotional healing. Something about a time and a place. Ace of Cups. Yes, emotional healing. I'm hearing new story on offer. New story on offer. Flipping the script. King of Pentacles. The richness of life, they're saying, and they're showing me this cake. I just heard devil's food cake. And the High Priestess underneath. You have the High Priestess coming out 3 times from three different cards. 2, 2, 2, 2, as I say that for you, group number 2. Oh, and she is the number 2. And they said beyond the veil as I said that. Okay, so you're able to see beyond the veil. You're able to look deeper. You're able to transcend something here that was a physical masquerade or illusion of something else that was going on deeper. So it's like look past the distortion, look past the illusion of the disease or the illusion of the ill health, or look past the problem. They're saying look past the problem, see through it to the other side. What is there? And they're showing me again the light leading you, the light of day, something about that light of day leading you forward. They said something about getting to ground level. The root chakra could be part of this. Again, it is connected to the body. Does it rule the skin? Or something about Taurus? I'm seeing the bull. They're saying magical manifestation. So something about this is going to manifest in a way that you didn't expect, I'm hearing. Didn't we have denial here somewhere? Where was that? No, maybe not. But I'm seeing the grapes. So you're able to access something that you felt was elusive to you, or that you felt like you couldn't get your hands on, because you needed to understand what was going on behind the scenes, what was going on within the system, within the organism, I'm hearing. You are the organism, but you're so much more than that. One more, and they're actually guiding me to this deck. Oh, one more from the karma cards, which has to do with astrology here. Oh yeah, they showed me right. I didn't even freaking put that together. The constellations, something about astrology, maybe like looking at this larger system and being able to understand how that connects to the emotional healing, or to the psychological healing, to the physical healing, to the energy healing. Like it's all connected. And you're seeing it from this larger perspective. Bridging the gap, they said. The South Node. The South Node. This is past. Your past development. What you carry forth with you from past lives, or from the past in this life. There will not be anxiety about trouble. Remember, reconsider. Now is not the time to. Okay, so I'm hearing something about historically. Historically, something about the narrative of DNA. Historically, what has the narrative been? They're showing me references to in the Bible when people are described as living up to like 300 years old or something like that. What is the narrative? past, present, future, there will not be anxiety about. These are actually meant to be read in succession with other cards, but I'm actually reading this as 1, 2, 3 like this. There will not be anxiety about trouble. There will not be anxiety about chaos. There will not be anxiety about this tower crumbling, because you are beyond the flesh, is what I just heard. You are beyond the flesh. You are flesh and bone, but you're also so much more than that. And they're showing me these doves flying free into the sky with the Ace of Cups. You are so much more than that flesh and bone. They're saying something about pigeons and pigeons being disease carriers, but again, they're saying impervious. Like when you do this emotional healing and you raise your vibration, you are untouchable. Nothing you can't contract anything, because you are not part of that spiritual contract. They said that specifically. You cannot contract it because you are not aligned with that contract. Ooh, the contract from a past life. Maybe there's something that you're manifesting here in terms of healing to do with skin issues from a past life. Like, something that happened with the skin in a past life. And we have the sign of Cancer. Your feelings, attitudes from the past about, use your intuition and intuition to protect attitudes from or about the past resulting from the history of. They said the history. Okay. So you're learning your own history here. You're able to see into the past. You're able to transcend time, and you're able to let go of something. Virgo on the bottom here, which is also, Virgo is about purification and cleansing and clearing and cleaning and healing, physical healing and purification. Like they're showing me Florence Nightingale again. Blood healing, they're saying blood healing. Healing the bloodline? They said healing karma housed in the blood. First house, that's the self, that's the body. Root chakra, they're saying something about the Pleiades. Oh my God, what? The Pleiades, constellation. Okay, past life in the Pleiades. They said transcending the physical ways, especially ways about thinking of disease and contracts related to that, and understanding why certain souls sign up for these contracts or how they get themselves into that with the vibrational matching of it, or the emotional repression that can lead to it, like how emotional repression can lead to cancer. They said something about a valve disorder. They're showing me like a pump, maybe like the heart, or a valve in the heart chamber. Methods for the healing power of. The serving of others. Okay, so group number 2, you're a healer. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind about that. You are you are here to heal. I was trying to say you're a healer, and they said you're here to heal. Group number 2, and this doesn't necessarily mean that you're here to heal other people, although I think you probably will, or you do. But there's something here about you are here to heal. You're here to heal yourself from this past miasma. Something about the cataclysm. There could be something about the fall of Atlantis as well that's connected to the emotional repression, or this wounding of the soul, or something about chaos that kind of like created a wound that then manifested as issues in the skin or in the valves of the heart, or something to do with the bones or the blood. I'm also hearing something about a lymph disorder. So you're manifesting healing in this lifetime, because all of the things that you struggled with in past lives can't keep haunting you anymore, because you're bringing them to your awareness. You're coming to a conclusion. I just heard you're coming to a conclusion, and I'm hearing conclusive results, and they're showing me a doctor in a lab looking at blood samples. Conclusive results. You're able to identify something. You're able to see the cure, find the cure. You're able to be the cure. Oh my God, yeah, they said you are the cure, group number 2. You are the cure. And now they're showing me the band, The Cure. What? The Cure. And they're saying heavenly. And I'm hearing angels singing in my head, and it's beautiful and it's healing, and I can feel it entering into my heart chakra. Oh my God. Yeah. The peace that's coming from this vibration, this frequency. I hope you can feel it through me, through this channel of energy that's opening up here. It feels so, so free, so elevated, so open, like opening the heart. But not literally. Like, I remember hearing a story about somebody praying to God over and over and over and saying, God, please open my heart. Please open my heart. And then they ended up having to go in for open heart surgery. And they survived and they were fine and they healed after that. But they were like, you got to be careful the way you pray. But everything happens for a reason. It's like the heart literally had to be opened to open the heart chakra and to be able to feel more freely. So there's kind of like this bridge between the physical and the spiritual here, that you're finding a conclusive antidote or cure, the antivenom. Like, you're able to find something that counteracts a disease. They're showing me Mary Curie in a lab. Something about Princess Diana too. Oh my God, what? These are all just channeled messages coming through. I don't know how this makes sense or fits together, but there is something, maybe something about philanthropy or healing, giving back to the people. Something about a lab. They keep saying, like, in the lab. Finding a cure, finding the source, connecting to the source, the energy. Aligning or matching the template of true healing, they're saying. And they're showing me physical transcendence, like moving the body into a higher octave of an energy blueprint or template, because you've resolved things in the past that were heavy or that were weighing you down, or that were, I'm hearing sludge in the energy field, like emotional dross or miasma. You're resolving that in this lifetime. You're manifesting the healing from that, and it won't haunt you anymore. I just heard it will not haunt you anymore. I'm hearing you're here to liberate yourself and others from these patterns, from this miasma, from this mass delusion. I just heard mass delusion. Oh my God. Now there's what? This is like a big prophecy that's coming through. Spirit is talking about the health industry. Like, they're showing me allopathic doctors. They're showing me something about holistic healing. I'm hearing something about snake oil. Something about mercury poisoning in the past. Like, they're showing me people from the 1900s in top hats selling these things that had mercury in them, mercury poisoning, how that went into the brain, how it manifested into diseases through generations. Oh my God, the history. Maybe something in your family. But you're manifesting a cure through yourself. Like, you're shown the way. God is showing you the way. Spirit is showing you the way. The divine is shining that light so you can see it, follow it, and find it. Find it for yourself. And then maybe you're going to tell people, or you're going to share people, or you're going to be the messenger about this. And it's going to prevent a lot of disease. Something about disease carriers, like people who are portals or vessels for this disease to cohabit within them. It's like a choice that they've made at soul level in some way, but they're not always aware of it. And it's like you're going to bring attention to that in some way. This is really big. I don't feel like this reading is going to be for everyone, at least not this prophecy sort of aspect of it that we're into now. But I feel like you're going to build something really solid out of this, like building the cure, or finding it, or being able to share it, or finding out the truth and being able to relay that in a certain fashion. Even if it's just through your own embodiment and your own healing, like telling your story of, like, this is what I did to heal, and it may not work for you, but this is what worked for me. And it is going to work for some other people, and they need to hear it. So you need to do it, group number 2. You need to do this. This is destined. Like, I'm hearing something about a carrier. Yeah, it's like you're not going to be a carrier for this anymore. And you're going to show people how they've been carriers and how they can put down that package, that burden. Something about loss, putting down the loss. Frequency shifting the heart. Yeah, there's something about grief or denial of grief that's connected to this as well. Emotional healing is a huge part of this. Delving deeper into the self. They're showing me tilling the soil again. Okay. Oh my God, this is such a huge energy. Big message. Let's get some of these. I'm seeing this actually. I pulled this out intentionally. I'm seeing the peace sign, inner peace. And I want to put it on intuition. And I'm seeing intuition and protection. Like your intuition is your protector, your guides, your, I'm hearing healing messenger. Okay. And it's through love. You had love here. You have love here. It's through love that healing can come to pass. It's through love. She believed she could, so she did. Yes, something about belief. It's like the placebo effect. It is scientifically measurable that then they literally have to test new medications against the placebo effect to register any statistical positive outcome for that medicine, for that medication that they're testing. So the placebo is like a real ability for ourselves to heal based on belief. The nocebo effect is also just as relevant, where it's like negative belief can negatively influence and positive belief can positively influence. So this is talking about your vibration. Believe you can, you will. You'll create a way, you'll create a cure, you'll find it. We've got the Cheshire Cat. We're all mad here, but they said Mad Hatter. And they're showing me that top hat again. Something about the top hat. And they want me to put this on the King of Pentacles. Maybe it's something about material madness, like looking for a material cure to something that is not born of the material, like these diseases or these, I'm hearing something about a counterpart. These diseases are not made out of the material. And so they keep falling. These cures keep failing in some way. Something about grape juice. And we have the pearl in the oyster. Yeah, something about purity and purification, removal of parasites too. So something about like the light body being able to, it's not a carrier for those parasites, or they can't coexist within that system because it's not a vibrational match. Okay, Spirit just said all disease is founded on false belief. That was straight from Spirit. All disease is founded on false belief. They're saying something about choosing to aim your focus higher. They're showing me people with arrows, bows and arrows. Maybe this is even talking about Chiron energy, the wounded healer, the archetype of Chiron. They're showing me shooting that bow and arrow up into the sky, shooting higher, aim higher, and then see where it lands. Something about solid ground again. Yeah, it's like where that arrow lands, solid ground. That's where you start building, or that's where you need to dig. Okay, so I think I'll leave it there. They're saying manifestation of a magical outcome, and it's the cure. You're going to find it. Group number 2, you're going to find it for yourself and others. Okay, peace be with you. Use your intuition, let it guide you. Open your heart to this guiding force of light within you. Raise your vibration. You're going to see something, find something from within, and it's going to make a lot of sense when it comes to applying what you've learned from the past and where you're going moving forward. All right, group number 2, thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. There's a lot of puzzle pieces to get to put together here, but hopefully you got something out of it and you can heal through it. Yeah, I also have an abundance reading or message available here. Yes, I'm not even meant to say it for you guys, so I'm not going to say it. Okay, I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Thank you to the members as well. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Hanged Muse, the Hanged Man in this deck. And while pre-shuffling the decks, after doing group number 2's reading, I was seeing cards and getting messages already for you, group 3, about like making a necessary sacrifice or slowing down and taking your time with something, which is literally what the Hanged Man energy can talk about. It's a sacrifice to let go of control, or a need to let go of control so that you can have time to think about something or see it from a different perspective. It's letting go of an old way of thinking or doing something and allowing yourself the time, the space, and this kind of shift in perspective to occur. I'm hearing something about an alter ego. Okay, something about alter ego development, and we're talking about a magical manifestation. So let me get into this energy a little deeper so we can discern. I'm hearing something about clues. Discern some of these clues, and they're showing me the being upside down and looking at little clues on the ground, but you're seeing it from this reversed or upside down perspective. So you're getting like an advantage here, actually, is what I'm hearing. An advantage in how you're able to see these clues. Or you've been looking at them from one experience. I'm hearing something about it, looking at them from one experience, looking at them through the lens of this one experience and not being able to see how things fit together, how these clues are connected. But you kind of give yourself the time and space and the patience to be able to surrender to what this is and to see it from a different perspective. And then you start to see how the clues fit. Okay, we have the Three of Swords. I heard magical mindset, but it's funny because, it's not funny, but the Three of Swords is like almost like a disturbed mindset. I'm hearing something about haunted by goals. The Tower card. Haunted by goals and a manifestation. Eight of Inspiration. They keep saying magical manifestation. That's the title, yes, but why? Why are you saying this? We can connect it to this. Magical manifestation. They keep saying clues to Ace of Inspiration, like they're bringing you clues, group number 3. I don't know if we're going to get a lot of concrete information in your reading. I feel like the whole purpose of this reading for you is not to tell you, oh, this is this wonderful manifestation that you're creating and this is what it's going to look like. No. This is like deep level clues, something psychological here. Psychological clues that you're meant to detect or play detective with to piece this mystery or this puzzle together. So bear that in mind as we continue deepening into this reading and into this message. It is divine and it's coming straight from Spirit to you. Muse of Inspiration. And the Sun. Okay, before, when I pulled this card, I was hearing magnification. And they were showing me this detective following the clues. And then the Sun card came out, and in group 2, the Sun card was their significator, and they did show me a reference in that reading to magnifying the sun through the lens of the magnifying glass. To a point. Yeah, okay. To a point where something catches fire. The Ace of Inspiration, it's like a match. But in lieu of a matchstick, you have a magnifying glass. You magnify the light. It becomes concentrated. It heats up. Okay. Two of Materials. I heard a balancing act. And that is what the Two of Pentacles can talk about. A balancing act here. I'm hearing mind over matter. And the Devil. Yeah, so you're transcending, or you're learning how to move beyond the material realm. I'm hearing something about material implications. Something about sacrificing the needs of the many for the needs of the few. And that doesn't make sense to me. That feels like an inversion, right? It should be the other way around, sacrificing the needs of the few for the needs of the many. It depends on the situation. It depends on the context, of course. But the Devil does deal in reversals. The Devil does deal in inversions and distortions and half-truths. So I think this is why you're being guided here very explicitly to look at the clues and to take your time in assessing those clues and putting them together. This is what you're manifesting. They said the clues coming together. Three of Inspiration, Three of Wands. Something of a domino effect, and they're showing me this tipping of the scales. Nine of Inspiration. I feel like all three of the readings today, group 1, group 2, group 3, they're all connected very indirectly but they're all connected. And that doesn't always happen. Sometimes the readings feel very separate to me. Energetically, they're very individual and they're not connected. Sometimes it's like all three readings are fluid and it'll go in a linear way, like 1 leads to 2 leads to 3. This one, not so much. I feel like group 1 and 2, what am I trying to say here? This is important for you, group 3, because what they're showing me is that it's like the clues are like the readings today. I don't know if that's literal, like the clues are in the readings today, but no, I think it's more so zooming out and looking at the fact that there's 3 different readings with 3 different messages, but they're all connected and you don't know what order they're connected in. And so this is what they're showing me is an example of like this, but for you, it's clues in your life. It's something that's going on and you're manifesting more clues, but it's like they might come in a way that is out of order or misaligned or, inverted in some way, and you have to again like flip it and reverse it to be able to see how the clues fit together, because if they come in a misaligned way, then you have to get out of your natural position to be able to see them clearly for what they are and how they fit. Does that make sense? It's like being given puzzle pieces that are upside down and you don't see how they fit together until you flip yourself upside down and see them right side up. Does this make sense? I hope. So the clues will lead to clarity. The clues will lead to clarity. Knight of Emotions. I heard the eternal spiral, and they're showing me this cross section of the shell or the ammonite or whatever this is. A cross section, something about a half truth, yeah. And the clarity. Something about retrieval. The Fool card. They said retrieval of the magnifying glass. Like you had to find this magnifying glass and you've needed it. Sharpened perspective. And they're showing me sharpening a pencil in one of those like old school, like the gray and brown. I don't know if they still have them in schools, but they were like attached to a desk or something. And you'd go up and you'd crank it. I always found that so satisfying as a kid. I loved doing that. So you're sharpening your skills here. You're sharpening something. Muse of Materials. Sharpening something. Sharpening your mind. Your intellect. Sharpening your inquisitive abilities. Yes, play detective, group number 3. Page of Emotions, because you're going to detect something that was turned on its head or flipped around, and you're going to be able to put it together. Now they're showing me somebody drifting in the water, and it's like when you go upside down in the water, it's hard to tell which way is up or down because there's no gravity telling you that it needs to go in this direction. But again, they're showing me like when you're upside down in that water, you can look at which direction the fish are to maybe like to reorient yourself here. 10 of Voices. Ooh, they said stripped bare and stripped of all, something about stripped of all barren fields is what I heard. Stripped of all barren fields. Queen of Materials. Yeah, okay. So the barren fields are stripped away and what you're left with is these plentiful clues that they're showing them to me like bags of seeds that you can then sow into the fields and they grow. They will bear fruit. I keep wanting to keep going here. 10 of Emotions, 10 of Cups. They will bear fruit. And you've got a lot of emotion here. So they're saying pieces of the puzzle. Discovering the truth in your heart. In your heart. Half-truths, they're saying half-truths. 8 of Materials. They said picking up the pieces. Picking up the pieces of your fallen heart. She's being stabbed here and here, like pulling yourself back together. Strength, yeah, okay. Becoming whole again. Picking up the pieces. 6 of Materials. Finding the truth. Okay, let's go a little deeper. A layer deeper. There could be layers to this. Layers to explore. They're showing me layers of a mattress for some reason. Something about sleep could be important here, or dreams. Layers of a mattress, like springs and coils and padding and memory foam. Like there's something about the layers here that you're meant to explore deeper. I just heard what's under the bed. Yeah, it's like once you get to the bottom layer of the mattress, then you're like, what am I left with? Look under the bed. Like there's something underneath. Message. There's a very important message for you here. Honesty. Seeing the truth. I keep hearing making a way forward. Did I mention that already? If I didn't, they've said it a couple of times. Sometimes I don't say everything that I hear because it's a lot. It's a lot. It comes in fast. And if they repeat something, I know it's important to say. So I'll just wait. If they keep repeating it, I'll say it. They said moving forward. Invisible. Okay, something. Yeah, there was invisible clues and you've needed that magnifying glass somehow to see them. To shed light. Yeah, the candle sheds light in the dark. The sun illuminates the day. The warrior. I was looking at strength when I pulled this card. So yes, the warrior has to be strong. But when the warrior goes into battle, he is sacrificing not only his physical body, but also his psychological well-being to defend what he values. I'm hearing rehabilitation of the mind. So there's something of like an emotional or psychological deep dive here into healing the self and anything that wounded or harmed you. That you're able to split down the middle and see both sides of it or see how they fit together. You know, it's like the two sides, you're able to match it up, line it up, fit it together. Oh, wow. High Priestess of Spirit. They're saying magnification again. So they keep saying seeing through the lens of the truth and High Priestess of Earth. Okay. So you have two of these High Priestess energies. I'm going to put them with each other because they feel very much connected. 3-7 or 7-3. And we have rigid. The crow. Success, self-worth, lust. Okay. I'm not going to talk about those, but I felt called to look. So again, maybe it's like you're looking what's relevant. What are the clues that make sense or that don't? How does it fit together? And not denying anything or casting it aside, but being able to kind of set it to the side so that you can analyze something else and see if it becomes relevant again later. Not devaluing or discounting any clues, just kind of like objectively observing everything and then seeing how things fit or how things unfold. Refine your attention. Yeah, the magnifying glass. It's all about seeing things a lot closer, close up, being able, something about a scope of vision. It's like looking at the detail, but also being able to widen your scope of vision. So they're showing me like a spotlight and how it's like on this crime scene and you're opening up the crime scene, widening the light so that you can see more of the vicinity or the surrounding area so you can gather more clues because it's not just in this one area. Maybe there's something outside of where you thought it was that you'll find and it will fit together. It'll make sense, or it's like it's not going to lead to a dead end anymore. It's like you're going to have an awareness of how these clues fit together. Go for your dreams. Something that was hidden from you or within you that you're gaining or you're finding it again. And it's maybe even you're being honest with yourself about this or getting to that truth. Do something different. That's what the Hanged Man's asking you to do here in this manifestation process. It's to look at something different here, to do it differently. I just heard sacrifice of your time. Okay, we have embrace your power. What do you mean sacrifice of their time? Build on solid ground. Accept disappointments gracefully. Become a clear channel. I'm going to get these two as well. Begin to explore. Yeah, widening your scope of vision. Focus on success. Focus. Okay, so you're definitely meant to explore a broader arena of thought or of feeling, or literally to explore outside of your bounds, focusing on what the goal is here is kind of what this feels like. It doesn't have to be about success, but it is in a way, because it's about successfully refining these clues into something that makes sense to you and that points you in the direction you need to go. It allows you to resolve something. Case closed, I'm hearing. Yeah, it's like, it's a mystery. It's like an open-ended cold case file, something here that you've been needing to resolve or understand, and you're getting to the point of it now. This is what Spirit has been helping you, and you have been manifesting, co-creating, I'm hearing co-creating with Spirit and your higher self. You've been manifesting these clues coming to you through all sorts of messengers, all sorts of means, through synchronicities, through symbolism, through different patterns. Pattern recognition is going to be your best friend here, group number 3. And being able to see beyond the illusion of what you're presented with, and maybe the form that it takes or what it looks like on the surface. You're being asked to look at it from a different vantage point. I'm here. Oh, okay. They just said, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And then they showed me Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, like being shrunken down so you can see something from a completely different point of view. Something, it's like so much more detailed. Everything's huge. And you're so tiny, but it's, I'm hearing something about portal to the unseen. It's so that you can see it. Yeah, invisible. Didn't we have that somewhere? Yeah, invisible. Portal to the unseen. It's so that you can see it. Or maybe you're unseen when you go in there because you're so small. Because you've shrunk yourself down in some way. You're going to see something. Leo season may be significant, or the energy of Leo. They're saying something about an energy portal. Faith and belief, they said. Energy portal could be like the 8-8 Lions Gate in August, Leo season. Yeah, something about Leo season. It's I'm hearing culmination point. This could be when you manifest like a final clue that clicks everything into place, or it gives you a lead in some way, right? Like you're able to follow up on that clue because what you had didn't really fit or make sense, but that lead helps you to put a certain level of these clues together and go a layer deeper. That's kind of what it feels like. I am still curious though about like what you're manifesting, and I know that Spirit's not really going to give us any concrete details on it because the whole process or the whole manifestation itself is about you putting these pieces together on your own. But I'm curious if we can get anything else. 4 of Swords. It feels like a recovery because the 4 of Swords comes after the 3 of Swords. It's when the warrior comes back from battle and is a little traumatized or a lot traumatized by that, and then is finally able to rest, finding some level of respite, and even being thankful that that he was strong enough to be able to get out of it in the first place. Webs, yeah, interconnected. See the webs there? It's like connecting these clues. I'm hearing points of reference, like you're going to see points of reference that are all connected here. And maybe they're going to lead to a graceful acceptance of something that was difficult for you in the past, and a new way of doing it so that you can expand and explore and grow bigger and maybe even be seen. Because that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reference is making me think like you haven't been seen, you've been overlooked in some way. Or you've felt less than or smaller than. But now you are, I'm hearing driven forward. You're driven forward here by these clues, by this shift into a time where you're making yourself bigger after a period of time of looking at all of these small clues. Okay. You have the Queen of Swords. Didn't we have the King of Swords at some point? Or was that in a different reading? Yeah, maybe that was group 2. They all start to blend together. You have the Queen of Swords. I'm hearing Truth Seeker. Yeah, keep searching. 5 of Pentacles. You're going to see the truth, and you're going to find out something about what was haunting you. You're going to find out what was haunting you and why it was haunting you. Exploring new territory. Something about new lands. Maybe travel could be involved here eventually. 5 of Cups. Or exploring emotional territory that was previously unseen. It was hidden from you. These 2 5s in the middle. Yeah, 5-5. And the 8 of Swords. Emotional territory that was creating a distraction or a lack of focus. They said something about a pin-up. Pin-up? It pinned you up, left you in this hanging position, but I also heard pin-up doll. And the 4 of Cups. Sacrificing maybe your attention that you would prefer to look somewhere else. Like you would prefer to just escape from this. And maybe this is the necessary sacrifice, is not letting that desire to look away or to distract yourself, not letting that happen, because there's something here that was invisible, or that's part of this illusion or this distortion that you're meant to understand and get out of, or you're meant to, again, like look at the relevant details and put them together. But there was something that was kind of, distracting in a way. Okay, I'm being drawn to one final deck here from the Wisdom of the Oracle. What was distracting here? Okay, we have serendipity. Yeah, the clues. The clues are going to come in such serendipitous, synchronous ways. Definitely pay attention to that, because it's going to be hard to ignore. I'm hearing the word divulge. But something about writing. They're showing me the quill in the Queen of Swords' hands. The fates. But this was all, I'm hearing strung up. Yeah, she's got this line of fate. The Hanged Man is strung up. This is like some details. They keep saying it. Sorry, I can't even get through a freaking sentence without them interrupting me with all this information, these details, these downloads. So you might feel like this too, and you might feel like you're sacrificing your time to be able to do this detailed work, or you're sacrificing things that you would rather be doing to figure this out. But this is destined. It's designed this way. Ooh, soulmates. Do something different. A leg up. Something about smaller and bigger again, like little me. I'm hearing little me. Maybe it's to do with your inner child, exchanging gifts. Chop wood. So, wait, and TikTok. Time. Sacrificing time to this, because you'd rather be doing something else that's for entertainment. TikTok's also making me think of TikTok. Like you'd rather be doom scrolling, or you'd rather be escaping from this, or you'd rather be looking the other way. But you have to kind of make a decision here, or you're going to be forced to make a decision here with the fates being here. It's like you're going to reposition yourself. I just had to shift because my leg was falling asleep. Something that, yeah, you have to reposition yourself to reawaken. And you're going to see, I'm hearing something about the material realm proving clues to you. Like the physical reality around you is going to show you how this divine timing works, or how these clues fit together, or what was the problem, or what the solution is. You could even, again, like in following these clues, you could want to do something else, but in following these clues, you're put in the right place at the right time to meet people or someone important to you that's fated to enter your life, or you're going to bump into them. I just heard bumping into someone that gives you a leg up here, or gives you an advantage, or helps you to see a clue, or gives you a clue. Divine timing is going to be really significant here. 10-10. I'm hearing the time will come for you to prove what you know. Queen of Swords. The time will come for you to prove what you know. You must not battle with your mind about this, they said. Something about self-doubt, like don't battle with yourself about what you know. And I don't think that you necessarily, in my opinion, need to prove what you know to anyone. Like that's kind of fruitless in my eyes, but the Spirit did say that. So maybe there is some kind of process here to what is going on in this manifestation that's magical for you, where the time will come where you will have to prove it in some way. I don't know why. Again, like as an individual, I kind of disagree with that, but Spirit said what Spirit said, so I will faithfully relay it because that's my job. So something about the timing of, they're showing me the clock and the tower. Clock tower, maybe it's a little literal clock tower. Little, I almost said, I meant to say literal and it came out little. So again, there's something little, something big. Little you, big you, small, large. The little details, I'm seeing ants marching in a line. The ants go marching, something about the ants marching. And they're showing me Big Ben, like a clock tower. Yeah, Big Ben. Big, again, something about big. Okay. Anything else, Spirit, that you want to relay here to group number 3 about this manifestation? They said to split the deck. 6 of Swords. They said the voices. Oh, 6 of Voices, yeah. The voices. What? 8 of Voices. That's 8 of Swords again. Death. There was some in the web, again, like the webs. See? Spider webs. Weaving. And the Hermit. Okay. When they said voices, they actually said the voices within will guide you. I'm hearing something about scary stories. Scary stories told in the dark. What? It's reminding me of wasn't that a show? No, that was different. It was Are You Afraid of the Dark or Goosebumps. No, I thought it was like scary stories told in the dark or something like that. It's what it reminded me of. Maybe it is a literal something. I don't know. Or maybe it's just talking about fear and not letting that fear get too big. Being able to shrink it down maybe and see it as a clue. Spirit just said, they said, see it as a clue. Now they're saying manifesting mental control, mind control of yourself, like your own mind, control of your own mind. They said manifesting a proof, and they're showing me like a proof in mathematics being about like, I think it's about, no, they're saying the word theorem now. Like you're able to put these clues together and have a theory, or you're going to be able to prove that theory in some way. Proof. Oh, literally. I was taking it as like a mathematical proof, but proof can also be about like you have a conclusive case that you're presenting. Like these are how I came to this conclusion. This is how I discovered this, or this is the culprit. Like you're able to. Oh, I just heard curse breaking. Oh, you're curse breaking, and you're putting the clues together. Group number 3. Oh my God. And you're gonna get, no, they said unlocking the mind, the power of the mind, embrace your power. They said you're bigger than you think. And they're showing me you growing into a giant. It's like the first movie is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I think the second one is like Honey, We Blew Ourselves Up or something. So big versus small, or Honey, I blew up the kid, or I can't remember what it was, but it was like a child. It's like huge. It's a massive toddler. These are all clues, Spirit just said. So I don't know, maybe write them down or keep them in mind or put them in your back pocket for later, because keep it on the table. Spirit just said, keep it on the table. There's something about these clues that you're meant to keep in mind, because it's gonna help you put things together. Let's get charms, because we did that in groups, the other groups. For group number 3, there is something about a child here. Okay, we have the little poofy sheep. He kind of reminds me of a cloud. I want to put it on leg up. And I had to readjust my leg again. Maybe something literally about the leg. That's funny. You have the heart. It's a little like filigree heart or paisley heart. What is this card underneath? I want to put it on that. Strength. Strength of heart. Strength of resolve. The lion heart. Oh, lion heart. Okay. The power of the heart, they're saying. Oh, look, you have 2 of these. Ooh, counterparts. Soulmates. Soulmates. And they're saying, put them like this. Okay, here, let me do it on my palm so you can see better. Masculine, feminine. Rooted, structured. And they're showing me this card, build on solid ground. Something about the coming together of these counterparts or these opposites, masculine, feminine polarity within you, or you coming together with a soulmate. And they put they fit. Look, the clues fit. It fits. It fits. It makes sense. Or it will. It doesn't make sense to me right now, but like it will for you, group number 3. Because you're being given the key. I'm hearing magical key, and they're showing me this key opening like this magical door. Something about Wonderland, opening the door. All this magic spills out. A magical cupboard. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And Alice in Wonderland was Wonderland. Okay, though I think those 2 authors, C.S. Lewis and who was the other one? Something Carroll, were friends. I think it was written in around the same time period. They're showing me a telescope, and they said scope of history. So telescope versus magnifying glass. One's close up and present moment. One is looking into the past at a distance. Being able to put those things together. See the connections. 3333, as I said that. Holy freaking hell. Like, all the 3s. And you have the little white rabbit, and it's literally the one from Alice in Wonderland. I didn't even freaking realize that. Look. Follow the clues. Follow the clues. Serendipity. Oh yeah, and he had his little pocket watch, didn't he? He's like, I'm late for a very important date. Date. Soulmate. Time. August. Okay. Clues. Follow the clues. Angel wing. Messenger. I heard messenger. Didn't we have something about a message down here? They want me to put this on the wings of a feather. Oh yeah, they showed me the feather here in her hand. They used to use feathers, quills for writing. On the wing of the feather, a message will come. Mental message of the mind, okay? What is this? God hath given you one conception, and make yourselves another. That's what it says. God hath given you one conception, and make yourselves another. I don't know what that means, or if that's scripture or what that is related to here. Something about biblical references could be significant. The lion and the lamb I just heard. Oh yeah, literally you have the sheep here, the lion and the lamb. And I want to put this on TikTok. Okay. Clues. Clues. God is giving you clues here in time. Making yourself another. Something about conception could be like literally conceiving a child. Because there's a lot of references to children here. We got the Star. I heard Star of David, and this one is a 5-pointed star, but the Star of David is 6-pointed, and it's actually the Merkaba. It's the merging of the masculine feminine polarity. If we overlay them like this, you see? Oh my gosh, I can't even do it, but do you know what I'm saying? The Merkaba? Yes. Masculine feminine polarity merged, but look at one of them landed upside down. So again, there's something that's upside down. There's a reversal that needs to be corrected. And it's in doing that these things can fit together. They're showing me building blocks, something about building blocks, and they're showing me a child's game where you have to fit the shape into the right hole, like star goes in the star, circle goes in circle, square goes in square. Fitting, again, like clues, fitting them, putting them in the right place, bringing everything together here. Oh, look, you have a tree and it says, my family, my love. This could be about building a family. Or healing from the grief of I'm hearing relief. They said stolen relief, actually. Hold on, stolen relief. And something about family. The family tree. Oh, look, he's got a key in his hand too, I just noticed. This penguin, something about mating for life. The penguin has this golden key, and you have that key there. The fates, by fate's design. Why something had to happen the way that it did. Clues to the present. Doing something different. Okay. I think that's it. Group number 3. A lot of clues here. So of course, they're showing me somebody panning for gold. You're going to have to sift through this for the nuggets of gold that are relevant to you. Not everything is gold here. There could be some rocks in here, but this is all about your discernment. And these clues will fit together over time. So pay attention to how things progress and proceed and what feels relevant to you now versus what feels relevant to you later. Because there's something about the present, the past, the future, that's all going to kind of fit together here. These could be the pieces, and the keys that you're getting now are going to apply to doors that open in the future or that present themselves to you in the future. All right. I hope this was helpful. That's always my highest intention, and my goal is that these messages, these readings, these channeled energies are helpful and healing and supportive in your spiritual growth and evolution for your greatest and highest good and the greatest and highest good of the collective and all. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, supporting my work on the channel. If you would like to continue doing that, you can become a member here and get access to the additional ad-free readings that I post for members once a week. And then the live streams that I do for the Soul Family members, the top tier, once a month. That's why I said that, I think. And the next one's coming up on Tuesday at 2 p.m. PST, June 20-something, whatever the last Tuesday is in the month. That's when we're doing it. And for Soul Family members, we'll see you guys there. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Oh, also, don't forget to check out my other channel, especially if you're into like clues and piecing this all together. I have a second channel, the Divine Channel Collective Readings, where we do a lot of this type of work, where it's all clues and codes and these big collective energy readings. So if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. I'm hearing Spirit say, pay attention. Okay, I love you guys. We'll see you next reading. Bye.